Hey traders, and welcome to this week's stock market wrap up. We're just about to get into S&P 500 here as per usual, just to kick things off. Now, as we can see, broken out of this wedge quite clearly, very nicely, as we mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Still haven't retested this area, which is, quite a high chance of happening. On Friday, we've seen this pin bar type action, but that's probably just positions being closed from whoever was short here. There's a good chance we'll possibly head lower next week. So we could open a bit either muted or negative on Monday. Probably quick sell off probably to 2650 to 640 sort of area. Let me try and draw that in. If we can see something like this, come back into this zone and then start to continue off, and then hopefully break out of this top here and then start to head higher. That would take us into March now, more than likely. So if we've seen something like that, that would be pretty cool. Or we could see something like this, if this is genuine, which I don't really think it is, this bullish pin bar here. We could see a quick pop to the top here to end the month, which also would be quite nice to see. And we would then meet this as resistance, so we could possibly come back down and do something like that. Or if this is properly rejected, it could come back down and then start to head lower back into this area, and that could be stuck in a range of this sort of box area to this box area here. So a couple of things to look for next week, and yeah, just keep an eye on that. Now if we go on to UVXY very quickly, seen last week we were saying this could potentially bounce in and around this area, which it did do if the S&P started to sell off, which it started to do. Now this means that this could still be in play next week. It's one we're going to keep a very close eye on in case the S&P does start to sell off again. Oil is rejecting this sort of line pretty nicely. That line goes all the way back to 2017. So it's currently acting as resistance here. And what we can see here is if we get a pop higher, you want to keep an eye on this. This is a head and shoulders type pattern just appearing here. And then look for something like that. If that was to happen, see a proper rejection, going to look for good signals in order to take any positions. If it does start to do that. If it doesn't, it could start obviously break higher and so on, but it's an idea just sort of keep an eye on, and if it does produce any signals that we are going to be looking for in our blog posts, we'll keep an eye there. Let's go into lithium very quickly. Nothing really much happening. There was a bit of a quick push higher, and then last week started to sell off on Thursday and Friday. Now we can possibly see this setting another higher low somewhere, and that'd be quite interesting if it does. So yeah, another one to keep a very close eye on. And this is like the main mover for this sector that we're long, and the individual stocks that we're way more interested in. So that's quite good to see this is starting to get a bit more momentum into it and give our ideas a bit more of a push. Bitcoin. Now, last week there was nothing on Bitcoin. On Friday, however, I posted on Twitter looking at this. Let me see if I can find it actually. So, posted in chat, and this is what I've seen. And then that was roughly 4 PM UK time, and then 5 PM UK time we seen this. So we've got a nice pop. So as you can see, the analysis was there just before it popped higher. I was saying that this was getting a bit frisky on the lower, looking a bit frisky in the lower time frames, and so we could see a pop higher, which is what we definitely did see. Now that has interested me in the stock world because there's quite a number of stocks that have really been beaten down since this, and they moved really well with this, and subsequently obviously they have moved quite violently down as well at the same time. So one thing to keep an eye on is those way oversold stocks, which we have in our blog post for next week's stock watch list. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely go on to totalmarkettraders.com and sign up, and you can see our watch list in there. What we're going to be going over is these really beaten down stocks that are crypto and blockchain related. And so if Bitcoin does start to bottom here and we see something like heading to 5k or higher, for the medium to short term, these stocks could get a bit of a lift. Now, longer term, still possibly going to head lower, but in the meantime, nothing ever goes straight down or straight up, and we've coiled here for quite some time. So there's a good chance that people are going to see this and go, "Oh, think this is the massive rebound to head to new all-time highs," which I'm quite doubtful is the case. However, I won't rule anything out. So yeah, that's quite interesting there. And Ripple, not really much. That's just a long-term hold. Gold's been acting quite nicely. Wish I was still long this. I got long way back somewhere, I think it was here on the 9th of October, and close to position somewhere around here. So yeah, in hindsight, which is a bit of a bitch at times, you kind of wish you'd have held these things longer. So yeah, it's unfortunate that that's the case, but I wouldn't be. There's no real signals to get long, although the intradays on gold recently have been quite interesting. So I might keep that on watch for the start of next week. NEO, one of the stocks I'm currently long, had a bit of a quick pullback, so erased all of last week's gains, and then closed with a nice fat pin bar type thing here, which isn't too bad. Looking for 740s to 750s to sort of react as support. I think I remember saying that last week in the video. So yeah, we're seeing that right now. Just going to monitor this for the next little while and see how it performs. Not adding to the position just yet, or if even will at all, I don't know yet. So just keep an eye on it. Same with IQ. Not been too bad. S&P sell-offs seem to trigger this as well. It's weird. Well, not weird. A bit of a correlation in the S&P with these couple of stocks. So yeah, it's quite interesting. OSTK, nice bottom style chart. It's obviously a crypto play as well. So very interesting to see if it picks up momentum off Bitcoin. And there was some good fundamental data come out this week as well. So very good one to keep an eye on. Fitbit, really oversold chart. Longer time frame. Starting to trend off the bottom here. I've been looking at this one for quite some time, so do like this chart. Starting to get a bit perky here. So it's one of our top watches at the minute. Going to point to some decent entry points in the blog post. So yeah, hopefully enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.